The final episode of the Ben 10 reboot, which is also the last episode in the entire franchise to date, Alien X-Tinction, has raised many questions, theories, and headcanons about Ben 10. One of the questions people had been asking since a few months ago is, were these so-called alternate universe Ben Tennysons the classic Ben Prime? This is a question that can change the franchise entirely. People have speculated this topic, but it hasn't been confirmed yet. Well, not exactly, but we'll get into that a bit later. So, are all of these guys Ben Prime? My answer to that is, no. They are not. Not all of them, that is. Some people might think that they're all the classic Bens from their timelines, but I think that they're not. Each one of them has shown factors that they're not the Ben Tennyson we see in the classic shows.
You know Alien X?
That's not what we call him.
We?
The plumbers. Hello? You heard little me. Let him go. You okay, me? Lucky girl. We could use one of your spells right about now.
And, in this dialogue,
Hey, other grandpa, how many other me's have still got watches?
A few? Why?
keyword, few. If all of these were to be the same Ben, only from different times, then Maximilian could have said two of them, or a couple left. And, the device lets people travel between dimensions, not time. You might think that if the device can travel trough dimensions, then traveling trough time should be pretty easy for it to do, right? No, dimension travel and time travel are two different things. Plus, if it had time travel features, then Alien Force Ben could have went back in time to stop Alien X from doing the stuff he did. Now, like I said before, each one of these Bens had shown a factor showing that they're not Ben Prime. All of them, except for
That's
one.
not what we call him.
Omniverse Ben. Most sense to be the one from the classic timeline, because we didn't see the Bens get brainwashed after the event, so if they got away with it, then it'd ruin the classic timeline. But if Ben wouldn't ruin it, as he's met his future and past selves many times before. But Gray, if he's the one true Ben Prime, then why didn't he use Alien X straight away? And instead used blocks? Remember in Universe vs. Tennyson? Did we see him use Alien X against the Galactic Gladiator straight away? No. He tried to beat him using some of his regular aliens first, after Rook convinced him.
Now would be a very good time for you to turn into Alien X.
Only then he used Alien X and beat the shit out of him. It was one of the coolest fight scenes I've ever seen, by the way. So in AXT, no one told him to use Alien X because none of them knew he had him. So he just used blocks, and turns out that's already enough to take X down. If this was full power Alien X, then I bet if Ben will use his Alien X. But there is this statement from one of the creators of the show, stating that they're the official ones. Now, it's up to every viewer whether to consider this statement canon or not. To me personally, I think it's either canon, or non-canon. If it is true, then it will prove my theory to be false. There is this theory, which I think could be the case here. But I think it might piss some people off. So, this theory considers that statement to be canon. He said that all four of the classic shows are set in different universes. So the original series has its own dimension, Alien Force also has its own dimension, Ultimate Alien, and so on. This would make the only Prime Ben is the Ben Tennyson in Omniverse, which I don't really have a problem with, to be honest. This theory would also explain all the retcons and Ben 10,000 differences. So all of these Bens are the Bens from their shows. Although it won't really explain the stuff that these guys had shown, that proves they're not Ben Prime, unless there's something that happened after all the ending of all the classic shows that we don't know about. Back to my theory, I'm quite unsure if this is true or not, as we didn't really see it in the episode itself, but it is a true statement, and Duncan is one of the writers for Alien X-Tinction. So, in conclusion, my theory on whether these guys are the classic Ben we've seen in the four previous shows or not. Original series, Alien Force, and Ultimate Alien Bens are not Ben Prime. But Omniverse Ben is. But hey, that's just a theory. Let me know what you think in the comments, maybe share a theory of your own about this topic. And that's gonna be all for this video. I hope you will find it somewhat enjoyable. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Adios.